Welcome in, Janice. First, I'm setting up the camera still. I think that's gonna work. Actually, wait a second. Okay. Alright. There we go. Watch out, Blue. Let me sit. Oh, I didn't even set up my blessing station. Oh, my bad. I'm so uncoordinated. It's not even funny. Not even funny. Okay, now everything's set up, I think. Watch out. Watch out. Somebody wants you to bark, Blue. There you go. See, she just barked for you. Somebody wants you to bark. There you go. There you go. You said 5 gifts. She's barking for it. Alright. She's a special one. Yes, she is. She's special. She's barking for the gifts, but no one is giving gifts. My sign's crooked. I'm making it worse. Ah, I think I got it that time. Ah, I got it that time. Welcome in, everyone. I got my whiteboard marker ready for anyone that does super chats or whatever to put them on the board. You guys, get your name up on the board for making me do blessings. Blue's still barking for presents, but she hasn't got no gifts yet. Hey, 10 people here. 3 likes. Guess I should tell someone. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna do blessings for free because I'm gonna start falling asleep when I start doing blessings. Clean out my dab rig soon. Getting it all. Alright, come in, Sybil. Blessings be to you and to me. First one's on the house. So what's everybody up to tonight? I'm bored. Like, I'm super bored. Yeah. You good, Blue? What's wrong? You mad because you barked and nobody gave you gifts? That's what it is, huh? Yeah. Okay, I get it. I get it, Blue. I get it. I'd be mad too if I did what somebody asked and they didn't do what they said. Yeah. And they had long enough to do what they said they were going to do. Blue barked. No gifts were given. So, this user gets put in timeout. Bye. Alright, Sybil. Alright, do the blessings. Sybil says do the blessings. Blessings be to you and to me. But no, that the cunt person, whatever their name is, they said bark for 5 gifts, and Blue barked several times. She didn't get no gifts, so I put him in timeout for lying. Blue's not happy. She did what she was told. and she didn't get her gifts. So that user got put in timeout for not holding up to their end of the bargain. We do what we're told here, you know. So you're kind of like, if you send me a $3 blessings, I do a blessings, you know. Plain and simple. Right, Sybil? Don't lie to Blue. Don't lie to Blue. She barked. She barked on command. She was like, I can bark. Huh? Can you bark? So here, huh? Can you bark? There you go. There you go. Bark for gifts? That's what Blue says. I'm barking. Bark for gifts. Bark for gifts, yeah? That's another one. Blue says she wants presents. Girl, here's those bad, Joe. I'm for real bored as hell. Sucks that I gotta wait till New Year's Eve to eat that chocolate bar. It's gonna be good though. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I made the viral Dubai chocolate bar, but on steroids ×4, and I added a very special ingredient for New Year's. I'm gonna premiere the video right before I eat the chocolate bar. How you like that? How you like that? You get to watch the video of how I make the chocolate bar, and then I'm gonna eat it right after. Well, as much of it as I can, because it's a pretty big chocolate bar. I could probably eat the whole thing. It's gonna be awesome, though. It's gonna be awesome. I hopefully am gonna get super high off of it and bringing the new year right. Oh, I mean, I'm probably gonna have to eat it all civil to fill anything. Like, for real, people don't realize how much I have to eat edible wise to fill something. The other day, oh, I say the other day, I drank 2,000 milligrams of THC edible and didn't feel anything. I don't know, Sybil. I took about a half an ounce of bud and used my herbal butter infuser and packed that little butter infuser place where you can put your herb as much as it'll get packed. And then I put a whole stick of butter into it, and I put all that into one stick of butter. And then I ran it through twice, so it should be double potent. And then I put that entire stick of butter into the candy bar. I wish I can eat 1,000 milligrams like it's nothing and keep on walking. I've done it so many times. I actually had a company give me a whole 1,000 milligram edible one time just to see me do it. And I did it. And they couldn't believe it. I've only found one company that made an edible, and it was made with live resin. And that edible effed me up with 200 milligrams. 200 milligrams of that edible effed me up. Only time I've ever had it happen, and it only happened for a little while. And then my body got used to that edible, and it didn't hit me as hard anymore. Maybe it's the high altitude. I don't know. It could be the high altitude. It could be just I'm fat. Like, even my doctor says I eat too much. And I'm like, yo, but I don't want to, like, I don't want to waste my money. If I don't feel anything, what's the point? I have to eat a lot to feel it. I don't want to waste my money on freaking, a 10 milligram edible. You know? I gotta eat 100 times that to feel something. I don't even waste my money on low edibles, you know? Like, if it's super low milligrams, I'd have to eat so many chocolate bars I'd catch diabetes before a buzz. Just saying. Ugh. That's like, okay, when people want to give me edibles, and it's happened so many times where somebody would give me edibles, and I'm like, well, how strong are they? They're like, dude, they're so strong. They're like 20 milligrams a piece. And I'm like, oh, okay. So strong. And then I show them when I actually eat, and they're like, grrr! How do you eat that much? And I'm like, I don't know, with my mouth. I don't know what to tell you. I just eat it, you know? It's a lot, sure. But I don't feel like it's a lot. No, for real though. Like, I get super sarcastic whenever somebody comes at me and try to say like it's a huge edible because they have like a 100 milligrams worth of edibles or something, you know. And I'm like, 100 milligrams, woo! Like, I'll eat that right now, one bite, and I still won't feel anything. Hell, I got video proof of me consuming large amounts of THC and then still smoking dabs and joints and other, you know, like it was a fun night. We were alive for like 9 hours after drinking the 2,000 milligrams of edibles. And what's funny about that is somebody was in the chat saying, "Oh, you're gonna be asleep within the hour," and I was like, "I'm not even gonna really feel this. What are you talking about?" And then 6 hours later, I wrote a song about it, and I forget what the song was about, but something about how I was still alive and I was still kicking or something. I don't know. It was freaking retarded. See, with flour, I just go for taste. Okay, with flour, I don't care anymore about the potency of it because we don't get good potency out here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We don't get good flour out here. You want good flour, you gotta go to Amsterdam, somewhere where it's like legit potent. We have, like around here, we get the highest that I could find is like 28, 27% THC, which is nothing. In Amsterdam, their weed's testing at like 60% THC. You know, like it's up there. I'm making a joke, but I've had some stuff in Amsterdam that made me feel like I was freaking on cloud nine. I couldn't open my eyes. I was stoned. You know, weed. But I mean, I've been to Humboldt County, Sybil. Yes, buddy. Don't run me. That's my bag. What are you doing? Hi. Hi. You need your time in the camera, huh? You gotta come get your time in the camera, huh, buddy. This chair is not that comfortable. It's breaking apart. It's old. I've had it for a couple years now. I can't. It doesn't close anymore. It used to be a recliner. It would open and close. It's full on open now. No, for real though. I've had some good stuff. I've had some good stuff before. Like, again, I've had some stuff called Red Dragon, and it was from the 2007 Cannabis Cup winner, and it was delicious. One little bowl about that big, a tiny little bowl, just a tiny little bitty bowl. Old school metal pipe, the elbow metal pipe. I smoked a bowl with two guys from Romania, and I got so stoned off like 3 hits. I might have taken 3 hits max off of that pipe. Woo! Let me tell you, I got so stoned. I was sitting in the booth, and the bartender kept coming tap me on the knee, going, "Buddy, you can't sleep in here." And I was like, "Dude, I'm not sleeping. I'm awake. I swear, my eyes are open." And I go like that. I said, "Dude, they're open. I swear." And he goes, "Buddy, you can't sleep." And I said, "I'm not sleeping. I'm stoned." It was pretty funny. Welcome in, Crossroads Stone. Oh yeah, no, for real, Civil. Okay, it's hard for me to even get high on dabs. Like I smoke dabs out the ass with you guys when I'm on live stream, and I barely feel anything. Hell, I've been through a whole gram today. In the 3 lives that we went through today, I've gone through a gram of dab. Oh my gosh, Blue. Nobody's giving you presents, Blue. You can stop barking for gifts. They're not coming. They lied. I kicked them out of the room because they're not giving you gifts. You don't have to bark anymore. It's okay. That's Kush in the front room. I mean, it's hard not to, Sybil. I don't know. I like to dab. I really do. Kush, what are you doing? You're such a spaz kitty. You're such a spaz. Come here. Well, come here. Come here, spaz. Come here, spaz. Yeah, I should have called you spaz from the get-go, because you're a spaz kitty. You're a spastastic kitty. Just a spaz crackhead. Oh, don't try to whop me with that tail. You whop me with that tail, I'll whop you. I'll take the tail and whop, 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 whop. I just come up here and whop, 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 whop. Whop you with that tail. For real though, so well, like people used to bet me that I couldn't do a fat dab or something. Right now, Crossword Stone, I'm working on divorce cake sugar wax again. Another gram of divorce cake sugar wax. But people used to want to see me do the big fat dab, and I'd be like, all right, give me a fat dab and I'll do it. And they're like, oh, how much can you do? I was like, how much do you want to give me? The question isn't how much can I do. It's how much am I willing to do. How much are you willing to give me? If you give me a gram to dab in one go, I will dab an entire gram in one go. And I'm not going to flinch about it. I'll do it with a smile on my face. and I'll cough my lungs out when I'm done inhaling it. But I will do a whole gram one blast and laugh at you when I'm done doing it because you just gave me a whole gram to dab in one go. Because apparently the normal person can only dab like, I don't know, a tenth of a gram of dab at one time, and that's like too much for them. Woohoo! Alright, here we go. Thank you, Crossword Stone. We're doing 2 blessings back to back. And then I'm gonna have to clean out my dab rig because I've clogged it up pretty much today. I'm doing blessings. Oh no. Dos. Woo! See, I like a good blunt too. I just have to make sure it's tobacco-free wrap. I don't like the tobacco. Tobacco makes my throat feel weird. Watch out, Blue. Come on, move. You're sitting right in the crack. I need you to move. There we go. I gotta move too. There we go. Okay. Come on, you can come back now. You can come back and sit down now. You were sitting right between me and the chair. I couldn't do anything, Blue. I had to move you. I've actually got a pretty thin paper. These are I got these off of and I know this is gonna sound funny, but Temu, man, Temu. These aren't zigzags. These are equivalent of zigzags, kind of. These are Ace rolling papers, but they are thin, like thin. Okay, like watch. I'm gonna get up close. Watch out, Blue. Watch out. I'm gonna get up close to show you how thin these are. Ugh. Okay, you ready? You can probably still see me after in a second. No, okay, there. You can't see through them. But they are thin. Like, look how thin that is. Super, 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 super thin. Watch out. And they're not that harsh. Like, I've had some papers that are super harsh. These are not harsh at all. I can see through these, you know, like, they're almost clear, see-through. No, don't start barking. I'm not rolling a joint. See, simple, as long as it's tobacco-free, I'm cool with it. Nice. No bird flu, that's cool. Have you watched that movie Napoleon Dynamite, Crossword Stone? Because when I hear of anyone that's in the poultry industry, that's all I can think about is that stupid scene from Napoleon Dynamite. Whenever he's making him eat the eggs, he makes raw egg, mix it in a cup for the drink. They get boiled eggs to eat, egg sandwiches. It's the funny. I think it's the funniest scene ever. I got a shirt that says "Vote for Pedro." It's ragged and it's got tons of holes in it. I don't wear it anymore, but it's under the bus. I still keep it. Anytime I hear somebody tell me they work in the poultry industry though is that's what I think about is that scene from Napoleon Dynamite where Napoleon goes to work on the egg farm or the chicken farm, where they're moving chickens and cleaning chicken poop and whatever. And then the next thing you know, they're breaking for lunch, and he's fixing them raw eggs in a glass to drink. I mean, I used to drink raw eggs, but not like that. Ugh. I liked it with a little bit of sugar. I'm not gonna lie, okay. When I was younger, probably in my teenage years, I used to like to take eggs, and I'd take like one or two eggs, and I'd crack it into a cup, and then I'd mix it up a little bit, and I'd sprinkle some sugar in there, and I'd mix it up a little bit, and I just drink it. But you got to think though, okay, Rocky was a huge movie when I was a kid, and all I can remember was watching Sylvester Stallone drink raw eggs, for protein, and then he would go work out. So I would do the same thing, except I worked out as a small town country boy. I drank my raw eggs with a little sugar, and then I'd go outside and I would lift water weights that I made out of giant 5-gallon water jugs that I had the handle on them. So I had two water jugs filled to the top and duct taped, and I take one in each hand, and then I just press them up like that, and I just press up like that, and I'd get my workout with my 5-gallon water jugs. And then my grandpa uh, made me a makeshift punching bag out of a steel pole. Like it was like an iron pole, steel pole, whatever, a fence post, an iron fence post. And he put a piece of foam around it and then duct taped the crap out of it. And he made that into like a punching bag, so I could punch on it. So that was my punching bag, was a piece of foam wrapped around a fence post with duct tape. I mean, you might have in your sleep, Sybil, you don't know. It was supposedly good for you when I was in my teenage years. That was supposedly good for you. You drink raw eggs for protein and you go work out. Now it's bad. Oh, everything goes through its cycles. It's good for you. It's bad for you. It's good for you. It's bad for you. And then it comes out neutral. Dang, that's a lot of chickens. I get that, Sybil. I'm not saying that I'm all for drinking raw eggs all the time. I used to. I don't do it anymore. I also am not working out anymore, so it would be pointless for me to just drink a couple of raw eggs for protein. If I want eggs for protein, I just go cook them in the pan. You get the same amount of protein. It's not like there's more protein from drinking it raw or frying it up in the pan. Hell, I feel like I add more protein because I'm putting stuff in it. There's protein in butter, right? Uh, Cool. Could you imagine that? We make a butter block with like crude protein in it. So like you can slice off a cube of crude protein butter, and then you grill it up. It tastes exactly like butter, but it gives you like 15 grams of protein. Ah, come on, Sybil. You don't eat a chicken gumbo? No fried chicken? I thought you were from the South. What happened? What happened? All right, and again, he says. And again. All right, doing it again. 2 in a row. I'm going to have to bust out a new gram here soon. Uno. All right, now before I do any more after this next one, I'm gonna have to clean my dab rig out because it's I almost sucked up a little bit of dab there. It's so clogged. I and two. Blessings be to you and to me. Thank you, Crossword Stone. Oh yeah, my bad, Sybil. You're right. See, this is why I need you to tell me this. Watch out, Blue. I am gonna get up. I'm not gonna try to do it stupid this time. Woo! All right. But there you go. There you go. Now your name is on the board. I forgot to write it up there. All right, let me clean up my dab rig real quick. Sorry if I'm missing the chat too while I'm cleaning my rig. It's not gonna take long. That's the beauty about this little bitty rig, man. It does not take long to clean out. I will read the chat in a second, I promise. Almost done. Oh, and of course my torch just died. Yay! I gotta fill my torch too. Okay. I mean, it's clean enough to be able to do some more dabs. So, let me read the chat and then I'll fill my torch. We do have bush dwellers. There's always bush dwellers, but at least we got more likes than there are people dwelling in the bushes. Watch out, Blue. Come on, if you're gonna sit right here, you gotta expect to move when I need to move. That's all there is to it, Blue Dream. Ooh, shocking. Let me fill my torch real quick. Nearly there, nearly there, nearly there. Come on. There we go, that'll work. Yeah, you gotta move again. Yeah, you gotta move again. That's how it works. I get up, I get down. I get up, I get down. Yep, there we go. We're good now. We're good now. Clean rig. Full torch. At least I think it's full. Nice. Janice says she's here. Those are some good strains. Obviously, you know I love Blue Dream. What? Is that your name? Huh? Did I say your name out loud? You always get concerned when I say your name. What are you so concerned for, huh? How do you think I'm gonna give you away? I'm gonna give you away to one of my subscribers, huh? Nah, I'm just joking. I'm just joking, Blue. I'm just joking. You're not going nowhere. You're not going nowhere. We're gonna give your brother away. How about that, huh? You're gonna give Kush away? The crackhead Kush? But no, like funny that we mentioned like getting stoned off of dabs and stuff. The civil, I've done now 5 paid for. Oh. 2 more. We'll do 7 paid for, and then at least 2 by myself. So that's we're at 9 dabs since I started this stream. This will be 9 dabs coming in. Thank you, Crossword Stone. One. And two. I'm gonna have to get a new gram out. Oh, it's some more sugar wax. I really wish I could show this on camera without getting in trouble. Because it's so pretty. It's golden and it's sugary. Just a beautiful little ball of sugar. It looks like raw organic sugar. Okay, if that makes any sense. It's beautiful. It tastes really good too. You're special, Blue. Yes, you are. You're so special. You're so special. What's the matter, Blue? Are you upset because Kush is in your spot? You want to go to the heat lamp? You can go to the heat lamp. You scared? I'm gonna drink water. But yeah, no, I'm now at least 9 dabs in, and I barely feel anything. I could go drive a car right now and be perfectly fine, guaranteed. And do I want to drive a car right now? No, I don't want to go driving anywhere. It's nighttime. I'm tired. I don't feel like driving. But I'm just saying, if I had to drive somewhere, I could drive, no problem. Yes, Blue, I know my water bottle is bigger than you. You get so scared of everything. Look, she's scared of everything. What are you so scared of? Huh? What are you so scared of? Just because my water bottle's bigger than you? You're such a special puppy. As if I would ever hit you with my water bottle. You're so special. You're so special. Nice. Is that Somali taxi driver you were talking about? You're special, Blue. You're special. You act like I would hit you with my bottle. Come on now. Come on now. As if you know better. You know better. That bottle's bigger than you are. You're like a baseball. Eagle fly. You want to be the moo cow that flies over the moon? Huh? You be the cow that flies over the moon, Blue? You just pop that booty. There you go. Poop, and you go right over the moon. Poop. 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 Nice. I wish we had some of that out here in Colorado. I'd like to try it. Again, flower doesn't really get me stoned, but but I like tasting it, you know, like I like flavors of flower. So I will go by smell and taste when it comes to flower if I like it or not. I have to be able to see the bud. Actually, okay, I guess it's three things: sight, smell, and taste. I want to see the bud. It's got to look pretty. I want to smell the bud. It's got to smell pretty, and then I want to taste the bud. It's got to taste pretty. It's not gonna get me high no matter how good it is or how much THC is in it. So I'm gonna enjoy it, you know. And it comes from doing dabs. They say doing one dab is the equivalent of smoking one joint, like by yourself. It's got about the same amount of THC in a whole joint in one dab, according to the experts or whatever. I don't know. I don't believe it, but if that's the case, then I don't know. I gotta smoke 3 or 4 joints to feel like I smoked. You know, and I smoke a joint by myself. Just because I say joint doesn't mean you're gonna start barking now. That's so wrong, Blue. But like I used to smoke one joint by myself, and it would get me stoned. Okay. Now I'll smoke a joint by myself, and I kind of feel a little something, maybe, if it's really good weed. And then I want to do a dab still. So I'll smoke a whole joint and then I'll still do a dab. You know, it's not enough, the joint. When I smoke with other people, I get higher from the social experience than the actual weed itself. Right, Sybil? I can't help it. I prefer the experience, like the social experience of hanging out with somebody that smokes, you know. It's more fun for me than just the smoking itself. Like I'm not super high, but I'm high off the experience. I enjoy the flavor of the bud. If it's really good, you know, if it's got a good buzz to it, then I might feel a little something. And if I'm smoking with other people, then it helps to enjoy the buzz. You're just a weed nerd taste and effect. I get that, Crossword Stone. I get that. I don't. I like the look of bud. Okay. Whenever I worked in the grow house, it was really awesome to see the whole process. You know, from seed to freaking seedling to a clone to a plant to a flowering plant to a cut down plant to a de-leaved plant to me trimming the plant. You know, like I got to be part of the whole process. So like I don't know, like for me it was just an art form. Getting to see the process, you know, of how it was made. Like just like watching how it's made, any other product, you know, like it was the same thing for me. Getting to see the entire process, you know, like we had seeds from different genetics that we used, and then we seed them, germinate them, and then they would start growing. We'd turn them to clones, and then that would turn into freaking full-on plants. And we had rooms with different stages of plants growing in different cycles, so that we would harvest this plant while this plant was maturing and this plant was getting ready to flower. You know, it was crazy. I don't blame you, Crossword Stone. I don't blame you. It's a labor of love. It's a labor of love when you grow weed, because it's when we worked in the grow room, you know, because I worked in the grow room on my time off, and I worked in the dispensary as a manager. You know, like I was the only, well, I was actually the only person there. So I was the manager, I was the bud tender, I was everybody, because I was the only guy in the whole dispensary. I trimmed the bud, I helped grow it, and then I'd trim it, and then I'd put it on the shelf, and I'd sell it, you know. And for me, when it come to trimming it, it would be again an art form. So I would try to make it look as pretty as possible when I trim that bud. Get all those little sugar leaves off. Make sure it was just a pretty bud showing, and try to keep them big and juicy looking so people would want to buy them. I don't know. There's a lot that goes into it. It's a lot that goes into it. A lot of money, too. It is way cheaper for me to take my medical card and go to a dispensary and buy my limit than it is to grow it. Because I can go and buy my limit I can go every day if I wanted and buy my limit, but I can't afford that. But, like, if I get paid every 2 weeks or every once a month or whatever, I can go and buy my limit. All right, you said 2? All right. It's coming in. 2 coming in. It is cheaper for me to go buy my limit once a month than it is to try to grow my limit once a month. It takes several months to grow one plant. From clone to freaking, and that's if you get a clone. If you start from a seed, it's even longer. One. Oh, blue. You need to chill. Ooh, that one's tastes really good. It's fresh. It's new. I need to get it nailed a little hotter this time. That wasn't a big enough dab. And 2, blessings be to you and to me. It's raining blessings, yep. Sure is. Welcome in, Wilco. Probably a kid, huh? Good Kush. He's over there chilling in the heat lamp. He's like making a special thing. Raining wrenches. Oh snap, I gotta plug my phone in. Alright, so we gotta pull you guys a little closer. See if that's gonna affect. Oh, wrong way. Can that still be seen? Okay. Now I got my phone plugged in. And the other phone's plugged in too. Everybody wants my shirt. I make them. Whoa. The wrong way with it. My bad. I make these shirts. Ugh, what, Blue? You finally not scared of the sign, so you can go back and forth in the bed when it's up there? Yeah? Yeah, you're so special, Blue Dream. So special. You are so special. You know, she stares at me with these silent, like, stares, and I feel like she thinks I'm supposed to understand what she wants. I don't know. You a stinker. She just literally pointed at the jar of something that I'm not gonna mention. And then looked at me, and then looked back at the jar, and it just looked at me, and I was just like, "You a stinker." I know what she wants. And real cool, I have to wear this shirt so that people don't look at me stupid because I cough a lot. I'm always dabbing or smoking, so I cough. Alright, alright, alright. I guess we're gonna give them a special cushy. Oh my god. It's okay. It's like they heard that I'm gonna give them a treat, and they just got excited as hell. They both come running. They're both sitting right there waiting for me now. So let me put this phone down, and I'm gonna yeah. 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. Zoom out and put this like this, so you guys get to see. Hold on, buddy. You don't gotta yell at me. Now, he says. He says now. And y'all see how Blue's sitting pretty? Blue's sitting pretty. Okay. There you go. There's one. Hold on, Kush. You gotta get yours too. Blue's sitting pretty. There's two. Yes, I know. Sit. Hey, sit. You want him, you gotta sit. Good boy. Here. Good girl, Blue. She's sitting over there. Y'all can't see her. She's behind the sign. That's it. That's it. Y'all gotta eat your good bit. Check that out. That's what my friend gave me for Christmas for Cush's treats. Holds his treats. It says a nummies on it. Like, check this out. A nummies. Y'all are special. That's all y'all get. That's all y'all get. No more. No more. Ugh. Oh, I didn't turn the phone back the right way. I was like, why is it facing like that? There we go. That'll work. For real. My cat either. Ugh. Guaranteed my cat didn't taste a single one of those treats, and he just ate like 10 of them. Blue had 4 because hers are bigger than his. But he ate like 10 treats in 30 seconds. Now he's over there cleaning himself on the chair. I don't think I could do the beanie anymore right now, you guys. Whew. It's getting warm in my bus. I got a heater on in here, so it is a little warm. Well, yeah, Sybil. Of course, we gotta love them. Oh, yeah? I have to get some firewood if that's the case. So I can light me a couple fires. We'll be sitting here and we'll have some fires in the big purple bus if it gets cold like that. Where are you going to be traveling on that, Sybil? What are you smelling for, Blue? You already had your... You had your treat, young lady. No, ma'am, you're not going to come stare at me for more. You're not going to come stare at me for more. No, that's not how this works. That's not how that works. That's not how that works, young lady. Oh, you want to fight? Huh? You want to fight? Po po po. Po po. Po 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 po. Po 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 po. You can't even stand up with those little stubby legs. How you gonna fight? How you gonna fight, huh? You can't even stand up with your little stubby legs. How you gonna fight? How you gonna fight? How you gonna fight? Huh? How you gonna fight? How you gonna fight? How you gonna fight? Stubby little legs. Stubby little legs. You can't even stand up properly. Can't even stand up properly. Can't. She's so special. Oh, if it's in Kentucky, I probably won't feel it. Oh, you're right about that. I love Kentucky. All right, there ain't nothing like some Kentucky bluegrass. Legit. Okay, you can walk barefoot through Kentucky bluegrass and it feels amazing. It's soft. It's long. I mean, if it's in the right places, like if it's in a well kept yard, it's not gonna be kept long. But Kentucky bluegrass is freaking, I don't know. It's comfortable to walk through. Plus, they make my favorite drink in Kentucky, a late one, and I like it because it's a pun on words. A late one, you drink it when it's time, like a late one, like a beer, but it's not a beer, it's ginger ale. It's freaking delicious. Yeah, Lexington's nice. I went to what was it, Frankfort, Kentucky? I think. I think it was no, Georgetown. Georgetown I was in. I believe. Because there's a college in Georgetown, right? We stayed at the college. Frankfurt. It might have been Frankfurt then, and Georgetown College is in Frankfurt, maybe? Is that what it is? I can't remember. Hold on. I'm going to Google it now. Hold on. I stayed at Georgetown College, so give me 1 second. I'm Googling it. Okay, so I was in Georgetown, Colorado, Kentucky, when I stayed there. Georgetown. Georgetown. No, no, I stayed at Georgetown University. Georgetown College. Kush just realized there's a camera right there, and he saw me on the camera move, and he's trying to get to it now. Buddy, hey. No, you cannot go for the camera, buddy. Come here. Come here. You want to be on camera? You can be on camera. You can't go for the camera. Okay, buddy? You used to do that whenever I put the camera watching my freaking sand art table, but you can't do that. Georgetown College is where I stayed. They let us stay in these dorm rooms whenever we were there, and I remember I was jumping out of the second story window because there was a hill that went down right outside of the window, and the window is only about 8 or 9 feet off the ground because of the way it was, the hill of dirt came up to the first story window, you know? So we were jumping out of the second story window and rolling down the hill. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I think we went to Lexington to ride horses at a ranch. And that's where I fell in love with the Kentucky bluegrass. Like, oh my god. It was in a pasture. Like, you could run through that pasture barefoot. I mean, it's probably not advised because there could be snakes or whatever, out there. You never know what's out there. But, but, walking in that Kentucky bluegrass with my bare feet when I was 14 was probably one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. I also remember drinking, you good, buddy? You going from cuddles to crackhead, huh? Cuddles to crackhead. I also remember drinking like 13 or 14 L8 ones the very first night I got there to Georgetown College. Because they gave us these little gift bags with the rest of my group they got there. And I drank one and I was like, oh my god, it's so good. And nobody else liked it. So they all gave theirs to me and I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it. And I drank all of them. And I was up for probably, I don't know, 3 days, 4 days straight before I fell asleep. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, I'm doing one. Here we go. You got it, Crossword Stone. I'm talking about old memories from when I was 14. Civil, talking about Kentucky got me over here reminiscing. That was the first time I seen snow on the way to Kentucky when we passed through Tennessee. I passed through Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and saw snow for the first time. Blessings be to you and to me. Not even close, Wilco. Not even close. I said this last night. I'll say it again. I said this last time I was doing this. If I just wait until somebody like donates to blessings like that, I'm still doing less than what I would normally do. Like this ain't nothing. I told brother Mike scratching with Riz. This is just a preview of our smokeathon to come. Exactly, Sybil. Exactly. If you're doing what you love, it's not a job, right? I'm doing what I love. I'm hanging out with you guys. I'm getting stoned. We're having a good time. And YouTube likes it because they get their 30% cut. So, you know. What, Blue? You're so special. You're so special. You're like a fidget spinner dog. You can't sit in one spot. No, you've had 4 treats. You're good. You don't need any more treats. Nope. You had enough. You had enough, you chubby butt. Yeah, you're a chunky monkey. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're a chunky monkey. I feel like the bad parent, you know, because I'm fat as hell, telling my kid that no, they can't have another candy or treat because they're fat. I mean, she's not really that fat. She's just short and stubby. It's okay, Blue. Calm down. Calm down, young lady. You good? Hold on, let me check your eye. Is that a sleep stiff? Kush get you, huh? I think Kush got you right there. You shouldn't egg him on. You shouldn't egg him on, young lady. If you wouldn't egg him on, he wouldn't retaliate. He's a bully, but you're a bully too. Y'all are both bullies. He just has claws. You don't have claws, you're just a bully with the nose. You don't know how to bully properly. If you bullied right, he wouldn't bully back. But he bullies the right way. No, you're not getting more treats, young lady. You're not getting more treats. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. That's not. No. Don't get him to try to come recruit for more treats. No, that's not how this works. Don't look at your brother. Don't look at your brother. He's not going to get any more either. He had enough too. No worries. I'm still going to be here, Sybil. I'm not going anywhere. 3 to 6 J's a day. That's not bad, actually. I used to live by that song from Sublime. I smoke 2 joints in the morning. I smoke 2 joints at night. Smoke 2 joints in the afternoon. Just to make me feel alright. So I used to smoke about, when I was doing flower, okay, just flower, before I learned about dabs, I used to do 2, 4, 6, 8, anywhere from 8 to 10 joints a day. Because I'd do 2 at a time. Like I'd have 2 joints rolled for in the morning time when I'd wake up. I'd wake up, first thing I do, I'd have my 2 joints sitting right here above my head, like on my little nightstand. And I grab one of them and a lighter. And before I'd even open my eyes, I'd pop a joint in my mouth and I'd light that lighter and I'd go, ooh. And then I would open my eyes and be like, alright, I guess I'm going to start this day. And I'd smoke a joint while I was getting up and using the bathroom. That was my favorite thing to do, smoke a joint while taking a crap. It's the best thing in the world. I don't know if you've ever done it. If you haven't, try it. It's awesome. It's the best. You know, like you'll get a good cough and like release at the same time. Coolest thing in the world to happen. You're like, and then you giggle a lot because you're stoned. And yeah, it just makes for an awesome poop. But yeah, no, like I used to smoke a joint while doing my morning business, and then I'd smoke a joint while cooking my breakfast, and then I'd eat my breakfast, and then my breakfast would kill my buzz, so I'd smoke 2 more joints before going to work. And then I would eat lunch and smoke 2 joints. I mean, joint, blunt, it doesn't matter, okay? Whatever your wrapper choice may be, it's still the same amount of weed going into the wrapper. You know, into the blunt wrap or into the paper. If I'm rolling a king size paper and a blunt wrap is the same size, you know, same length and the same, like, they're both that long. See, they're both that long. They're both blunt wraps, you know, they're both that long. And then I roll it to the size of my pinky. And I'm like, it's got to be at least the size of my pinky. And my pinkies are huge. Okay? Look. Let me, for size reference, look at my pinky on here, okay? It's got to be the same thickness of my pinky. My pinky's almost the thickness of the paper. If I do it for my actual finger is like the same size as the freaking booklet, you know? My actual finger is the same size as the booklet. I can hide the booklet pretty much with my finger. You know. So that's like my key to a joint. It has to be the size of my finger. And I go by pinky for the most part because my pinky's the smallest finger I have. But you know. But that was my go-to. Okay, I'd wake up before I'd even wake up. I'd grab a joint, put it in my mouth, smoke. I'd light it and like take a hit or two before I'd open my eyes. I get that good hit, that good like, like stretch and let it out hit. And then I'd open my eyes, do my business, cook and smoke while cooking, eat, and then after I eat, my buzz would kill, so I smoke again on the way to work. And then, I work for a couple hours, take a little break, smoke again. And I usually find a job with a boss that would let me smoke at work. Because I do my best work whenever you let me get stoned. Clearly I can smoke and function, like I'm not a normal stoner. I am not by any means a normal stoner. I can smoke while working and function and make the right cuts, make the right measurements. Like I'm a good stoner. I've worked for many years to try to like demolish that little reputation that if you're a stoner, you're a crappy worker. No, my job is gonna get done even though I'm stoned. And if I'm only doing, let's say, 1 dab an hour, that's nothing. Nothing. You're right. It's focus. It helps me. It really does help me focus. Marijuana will help me focus on the task at hand, be it carpenter, electrician, whatever I was doing for work at the time being, because I was either an electrician, a carpenter, or a trawler. And a trawler is a shrimper, That was my favorite job. I could smoke all the day long when I'm trawling. Shrimp captain don't care. He smokes too. It's the greatest thing in the world when your captain smokes too or your boss smokes too. When I was building Whataburgers, when Taco Bell's, when the job that I'd lift those beams up by myself, my boss smoked. I was the guy that got the weed, I went out and bought the freaking ounce of weed and brought it to work and we'd smoke together. I can't tell you how many times my boss come get me. He goes, hey, Bubba, come on, Bubba, let's go smoke some weed, Bubba. And I'm like, all right, boss man, break time, I guess. I gotta put these holes in, right? I gotta drill these holes so I can put my hole downs in. I gotta anchor the building. He goes, Bubba, we got all week, Bubba. You can put those hole downs in a little while. Don't worry about that. Come smoke a joint, Bubba. He knew I had the weed. So it was like it was a gravy job since I had the weed. Like, it's funny, dude. If you get a job with a boss that's a stoner and you supply the weed, your job becomes a hell of a lot easier. I mean, I still had to drill holes, sink hole, like, threaded rods that are about, like, I don't know, 3-4 foot long into a 18-inch hole that I just drilled into concrete, and then, like, sealing in with a quick hardened sealer. It's, I don't know which, I can't forget. It's like a JB Weld type seal, epoxy resin, epoxy. I can't think of the name of it. I had to like pump epoxy into the hole to seal up the cement concrete. It's like a cement epoxy mix or some crap, And it would seal the hole and harden the bolt to put a tie down onto the building. And when the building's actually in there, you go in there with a little bracket that goes on top of that threaded bolt, and then you completely put a nut onto that threaded bolt and secure that bracket to the cement, and then you can screw that bracket into a 6x6 or an 8x8 depending on which how big of a stud you're going to. So that was my job. I'd go around the building and I'd drill those hole downs, and then after that was done, I would go to the top of the building and I'd put all the brackets, L brackets on the braces, like on the top braces. to make sure that everything had a support. And then I helped whenever I was done with that job, because those jobs, they're tedious. There's thousands of L brackets on that building, on Whataburgers and Taco Bell's, holding up all anywhere that we put a truss. There's a freaking L bracket in every corner, every place where there's braces in between the truss. There's L brackets. There's hold downs on every corner of the buildings and all the freaking studs. So I was drilling probably, I want to say it was 32 to 40 hold downs, which is 18-inch holes in concrete. And then I was putting, I can't remember, probably every box, I would go through probably about 10 or 15 boxes of L brackets, and there's probably 200-300 L brackets in a box, because a case of L brackets is about that big and about that big, and they stack those L brackets all side by side, and they put about 200 or 300 in a box. So I was going through probably about, I don't know, 2,000-3,000 L brackets in a Whataburger or Taco Bell. And then after that's done, I would help slap plywood onto the outside of the building and nail it, and then we'd put Tyvek around that, to keep it weatherproof. Yeah, anywhere an L bracket would fit, there's an L bracket. Crossword Stone. Legit, dude. I lost count. Again, there's thousands of L brackets on those buildings. Sometimes even more, because I just put a couple extra. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No extras. Trust me, I didn't want to do more work than I had to, but I had to do a lot of work. It was a lot of tedious, like you got to make sure it's there, because if it's not there and the inspector comes in and goes, "Where's the bracket?" That building fails code because you missed a bracket. No. I do not like the boss coming back for me because I missed a bracket or I didn't drill a hole or something, whatever. But there was always some kind of work to be done even after you were done with that. And I helped out with a lot of things, like that wasn't my job. I had the crappy job to begin with, because I wasn't the carpenter. I wasn't a licensed carpenter or anything like that. I was still an apprentice learning. For real. Okay, but that's a different kind of bracket. There are V brackets. I not only have to put up the L brackets, but you also put up the U brackets too. There's U brackets on every 2x6 that goes between the truss, and everywhere you put a 2x6, you got to put an L bracket. But there's also a U bracket that goes on the 2x6 to go up to the truss. It's insane. It's insane. The amount of freaking stuff that goes into these buildings. And I'm not, that was just me. That was the crap job that nobody else wanted to do, because they had the real carpenters that were framing the place, that they were cutting 2x6s to length, and then they had the other carpenters that were framers, and they were putting the 2x6s up and smacking them up with their hammers, not hammers, but air guns. They had air hammers that they would just quickly pop, and they were sitting there on freaking scissor lifts and stuff, riding back and forth, just putting up these freaking 2x6s. And that was also another part of my job, that I had to help run out the 2x6s from one carpenter cutting it, and then I would run it out to the framer, and he would take the 2x6 when I slap it up to the wall, and he would just sit there and scissor lift and run the scissor lift up and go pop. and then I'd run back to the other carpenter, grab a 2x6, run back to the framer, give him the 2x6, he'd put it where he wanted the wall, and then I'd have to hold it while he goes pop, 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 and then it was back and forth. And then once all that was done, we'd start putting the trusses in. And then once the trusses were in, that's when I had to start doing my job, you know? When I had to go in there and put all the L brackets and everything. That's me on a ladder running around trying to figure out where needs an L bracket. Oh, look, right there. That needs an L bracket. Up ladder. L bracket. Pop, 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 pop. Down. L bracket. Pop, 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 pop. Up. L bracket. Pop, 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 pop. You know, it was an insane job. And we would put these Whataburgers up in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and then we bounce around to another place and we put another one up. Boom, 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 boom. And we were good at what we did. We were good at what we did. We were so good at what we did that the building inspectors were always buying us dinners in whatever town we were in, you know? Taking us out to eat and stuff. Be like, hey, yeah, come on. Y'all did so much work today, I feel like I owe y'all a dinner. It was the best thing in the world, man. One time it was crawfish. We got on the subject of crawfish, and I started talking about how much crawfish I could eat, and this building inspector wanted to see how much crawfish I could eat, so he brought me to an all-you-can-eat crawfish buffet. And, yeah, I put away 25 pounds. 25 pounds! They gave me 3 to take home. So technically I ate 28 pounds at that buffet, but 3 was at the house. I ate 25 pounds. They came out in 3-pound increments. Oh yeah. It was awesome. It was awesome. I basically told that that building inspector to put his money where my mouth was, you know, because he said he would pay for me to eat it, and I said, if you're gonna pay for it, I'll eat as much as they'll give me. And I ate like 25 pounds of crawfish. Okay, it sounds like a lot. Okay, it sounds like a lot. And yes, it is a lot. It's a lot. Okay. If you break it down, though, 25 pounds of crawfish with shell on is nothing if all you're eating is the crawfish tail. If you don't eat sausage, you don't eat corn, you don't eat potatoes, and I didn't eat sausage, I didn't eat the corn, I didn't eat the potatoes, I might have had like one of each, a piece of sausage, a piece of corn, a piece of potato, you know. But just the tail, compared to the rest of the shell, a pound of crawfish might give you a third of a pound of meat. So 25 pounds divided by 3 would be like 8 pounds maybe of crawfish meat, which is still a lot. Okay, granted, it's still a lot of meat. 8 pounds is still a lot of crawfish meat, and I was stuffed, okay? I was stuffed to the brim. And when she asked me if I wanted 3 to go, I said, sure, you know, and I acted like I could eat it right then and there. And I took it home, and I didn't eat that for a couple hours. I let it go to the next morning. I ate that for breakfast. But yeah, no, it was a lot. It's like 8 pounds of crawfish tail, but like 25 pounds with the shells, you know. It's impressive if you add the shell meat. Not shell meat, the shell with the meat. But yeah, no, I put away at least 8 pounds of crawfish meat when I went to that all-you-can-eat place. Welcome in, Scratchers Amanda. Have you gotten your package yet? I'm just curious. I don't know if it's been long enough or not yet. Might be Monday. I should probably just track the package instead of asking, but I'm curious. Okay, not yet. It said 3 to 4 days shipping, so I don't know. Are you good? What's wrong? You having issues jumping past the thing now? You're so special, Blue. I'll move it whenever we're done. I'll move it whenever we're done. But yeah, no, I've definitely led an interesting life in my younger heyday, doing different odd jobs of being like a carpenter or an electrician or a shrimp boat worker. You know, I think my favorite job was the working on the shrimp boat. It was hard work, but it wasn't as hard as work as the carpenter work. The electrician job was easy, but it sucked because like most of our work was like AC and heating type work where we were working on air conditions that were not working. So it's Louisiana, midsummer, 100 and something degrees outside, 130 something degrees inside, and we're sitting there working our butts off in the attic, sweating so effing bad. And the minute you get the air conditioning working and you can feel it work, oh my god, I feel so good. Oh wow. Alright, time to go. It's done. We don't live here. We're just fixing the air conditioner. We gotta go now. I can't cool off? No, we gotta go. It was good pay, but man, it sucked. I was making like $12 an hour. But, you know, and back then, 12 an hour was really good money. Really good money. Oh, yeah? I've been to Fort Polk several times. That was our ROTC go-to whenever we went to state championships for rifle team and drill team. We took first place. Drill team, let's go. And then I took third place rifle team, male marksman. I was highest male marksman for my state. You're special, Blue. Alright, third highest male marksman, not highest male marksman, third highest male marksman. I was a highest male marksman for my high school for JROTC. Fort Polk was nice. Still hot as hell, but nice, you know. That was my first time getting to shop at an army, what you call it, tax-free store. That's freaking cool. Yep, Wilco. I was a lot of things when I was in high school. We've had this conversation the other night. When I was in high school, I was in JROTC, I was in FFA, I was in AG, which is still FFA, but it's kind of, I don't know if it's different or not. I was on the football team, I was in chess club, I was in art club. I also I play guitar. I was learning how to play guitar, and I play guitar for Battle of the Bands. Oh my god, I did so many things when I was in high school. Wow, that's hilarious, Crossword Stone. That's actually hilarious. Welcome in, Dustin. I mean, look. If you woke up to that happening, I'd probably have to change my underwear. You know, just saying, just saying. I'm laughing about it now because it didn't happen to me, and you're laughing about it. So I mean, it's funny to laugh now. Clearly, you didn't die, so you're okay. Not saying it was right what they did, but it's funny. That actually sounds like something we would have done when I was that age in JROTC, if I'm being honest. Whoosh. I was lucky when I went to Fort Polk. I didn't have to stay in a tent. I got to stay in the barracks. They put us up, which I know isn't much, but I look okay. If you've seen the movie Full Metal Jacket, you know the barracks I've stayed in. Every time we went to Fort Polk, I felt like I was in the movie Full Metal Jacket. Okay, that's legit how I felt. Those are the barracks they had us in, the same exact barracks that were in freaking Full Metal Jacket with Gomer Pyle and the rest of them. It was the barracks we were in. This is my rifle. This is my gun. This is for fighting. This is for fun. I love that movie, actually. No, that's funny, Crossword Stone. I think it's hilarious, okay? Like, if I would have been in the tent and woke up to my tent going whoosh, you know, that would have probably pooped. I'd probably pooped a little, you know? Anybody would probably have pooped a little had you woken up to something like that happening. Now, if you're outside the tent watching it happen, no, I'd have probably laughed. I'd have probably laughed my ass off, okay? Haha, bye, tent! I was that kind of kid, okay? But yeah, no, that's what the barracks look like at Fort Polk. It's just like in the movie Full Metal Jacket. Depressing, and yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. If you're in the tent sleeping, okay, and if that happens and you take whoosh, I probably would have pooped a little, okay, and nobody would have judged me for it. Nobody would have been upset about it. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I pooped. Don't mind the smell. We're outside. Let it be. Let it be. Get it? Just waft it away. You know, sorry. Anybody would probably have done the same thing if that in that case, you know. But again, if you're outside the tent watching it happen, you'd probably laugh and be like, "Ha! Bye, tent. See you later." And then I'd be the one that they forced to go get it a mile away. All right, Corporal. Go. You ain't nothing special. Get out here. Go. You but a maggot. Get out of here. Go get that tent. Yes, sir. I eventually made sergeant. I never got above sergeant, though. Never got above sergeant. I was a bad boy. I was a good rifle shooter. I was an excellent marksman, and I was great on the drill team. But I had issues with listening, and yeah, it is what it is. It comes with having autism. Like I was on the spectrum, so I have issues with OCD and other things, and I never got above sergeant because of I almost made sergeant first class. I was close, but Colonel Penland said he wouldn't promote me to sergeant first class because of my behavioral issues. So it is what it is. He did make me head of the rifle team, so that was awesome. Oh shit! I hate yawning. I have to get some water. It was pretty cool. Like I got put on the rifle team because of a turkey shoot. Have you ever been to a turkey shoot? You know what that is? A turkey shoot is whenever you don't shoot turkeys. Don't worry. You go to a rifle range and they give you a piece of paper target. It's about that big, squared, and it's got a grid on it. Like there's a bunch of squares and grids and stuff like that. Whatever. And you run the target all the way down the range. You take a 22 open sight rifle and you shoot the grid. To try to hit the target. And if you hit within the target, you could win a turkey. And I shot out 4 corners, and I won 4 turkeys because I shot out 4 gridded corners. I shot like the 4 square. There's the 4 square, the point in the middle. If you shoot the point in the middle, you get all 4 squares. So I did that 4 times. One edge, one edge, one edge, one edge. And I would have did it in the middle, but they only gave us 4 shots. If you'd have gave me 5 shots, I'd probably try for the middle too. But I did 4 shots, and I got the corner, like the middle of 4 corners 4 times. Won 4 turkeys. It's an awesome year for Christmas. Welcome in, Amy Jean. Yeah, the turkey shoots are awesome. If you get a good weapon that's really sighted in, like if your weapon's on point, you can get a good shot with a 22. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. We were only like 30 yards away. It's not that far with a 22. We used to shoot rabbits and shit, for crying out loud. Hell, we take a 22 open sight, and this is how we got on to, okay, we were kind of selective on who we let onto our group, if you will, in the rifle team. Because there was the rifle team, and then there was the elite rifle team of us selecting people. If you wanted to be in the elite rifle team, you had to be able to shoot the head of a dime while being taped with scotch tape and hung from your what do they call the pulley that holds the target? The runner. You have to tape a dime to the runner, and then have just that little the dime taped to the runner. Ran 30 yards away with open sights. You had to shoot the dime, and we had it on a chain. I had it for the longest time. I don't remember what happened to it. I lost that years ago, like 20 years ago. I lost this chain. but I had mine for the longest time. We kept it with our dog tags, because we felt like we were big. We wanted to be army people, so we tried to do everything like the army people did. We got dog tags, and we had our dime that we shot, on the dog tag, and that's how you became a member of our elite rifle team. I like to shoot, you know. Oh, I'm talking about when I was a teenager, Amy Jean. I got put on the rifle team because I won a turkey shoot at the ROTC turkey shoot. I really do like to shoot a lot, though. Like if I have a chance to go to a gun range or a rifle range or like an indoor range or something like that, I love to shoot weapons. They're so much fun. Yup. JROTC back in high school. I did football, JROTC, FFA, art, chess. I was in a lot of things in high school. Any free time, I found something to fill it. I wanted to do everything. I had what they call FOMO, fear of missing out. I wanted to do it all. If I could do it, let me do it. We were a different breed. They called us pickles because our uniforms were green. You're special blue. You're a moo cow because you're black and white and spotted all over. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You're a moo cow. You're not a pickle. I was a pickle. I was a pickle. I was too. Yes, I was. Well, it depends, Amy Jean. It depends which JROTC you go to. If you go to an Army JROTC, it's green uniforms. If you go to Air Force JROTC, it's blue uniforms. And I think Naval Corps JROTC is white, I believe. I'm not 100% on the Naval Corps one. They might have different colored uniforms, but I believe the Marines and the Naval Corps are white. Or Marines are white and blue, I think, maybe. I can't remember exactly. I wasn't a Marine or a Airman, Air Force. I was Army ROTC. Well, it depends on what. Again, it depends on what you had at your school. You probably had Army ROTC at your school. Um, we didn't have Air Force or Marines or Naval at my school. We had Army. At Fort Polk, when we go there for like nationals and stuff, state championships, there would be Naval, Army, Air Force, and Marines all at Fort Polk at one time. Like competing for the drill team and the rifle team. Like shooting and drill competitions. I was a member of both, and we also did color guard too. I wasn't on the color guard team for competitions. I was just there for like backup. Like I did color guard backup. I was the rifle guy. Like I just stood there and held my rifle because I had a drill team rifle. But I was the backup color guard if they needed me to. But yeah. Most of the time, they didn't have multiples at one school. Usually, it was like one school would have ROT, like Army, one school would have Marines, one school would have Naval, one school would have a different one. That's how I remember it when I was in high school, because we only had Army ROTC at my school. And I can remember thinking, man, the Air Force ROTC uniforms look so cool because they were like naval blue and it was like sharp looking. I was like, but they don't get called pickles. Oh yeah, you got to make sure you gig line straight. Can't have anything out of place. You always got to have a cover on. Do not go outside without your cover on. That is guaranteed you're doing push-ups or running track or something. You're doing something like whatever they could do to break you into following the rules. You're doing it. That like without them physically putting their hands on you. They found ways to break you in ROTC. Guaranteed. Yeah. Yup. Yup. Shoes gotta be shined so well you can see yourself in it. You know how hard it is to shine your shoes well enough to see yourself in it? Layers and layers of wax. And there's a trick. Tiny little trick. You take your Bic lighter, okay? And you just Bic lighter it. You lighter that shit. Makes it shine. You take a Bic lighter, kid you not, and don't hold it in one spot, because then you'll burn your boot, and your sergeant's gonna kick your ass if you burn your boot. You gotta just take your lighter and you go across the wax, and you just like a paintbrush, you just go across the wax, and it melts the wax into this sheen, and it almost makes like this mirror image, especially on your the dress shoes. If you do it on your boots, it gives it this cool. It's like a mirror, a dull mirror. You know, like you can see yourself, but it's still just a polished wax. On dress shoes, that is a whole different ball game. Do not scuff your dress shoes up. Like, oh, do not scuff your dress shoes up. I can remember if there was a single scuff mark on the dress shoes, they would fail you in the competitions, and we were out there like trying to kill it. All right, when we went out there for competitions, everything was, I mean, pristine. No scuff marks on your shoes, no freaking smudges on your pants, no stains on your shirts. Everything straight, gig line straight, every brass knuckle, buckle and button polished, and I mean shining polished. We used tons of Brasso to make sure those buckles and those freaking buttons were shimmering shiny in the sun. And then all your ribbons and everything like that that you got awarded for whatever had to be perfectly aligned on your uniform. And then you made sure your jacket was straight, your cap was on, your cover was always on, and your cover was always straight with your gig line. You not if you had a beret on, your beret was straight and tilted just with the gig line right too. If you had your regular cover, it was just a normal like banana boat looking cover, you know, like it was just green. You had to make sure that was straight too with the gig line. ROTC was strict about your gig line. Yeah, see, there's a lot of things in ROTC about like you had to have a pristine uniform, and if not, you had either your colonel or a first sergeant that were drilling you down into the mud. Like they would, yeah, they make you feel like you're about that big. Okay, they make you feel like you're about that effing big. I can't tell you how many times I heard somebody scream my name. You better get your down on the ground now. I'm gonna come out there, rip your head off on your neck, and like, oh my, I can't even say. I'm gonna get demonetized, and like if I say what got yelled at me whenever I was, not fully on the ground because I was wearing dress pants or something, instead of doing like a full kneel or whatever the case was. It was insane. You can't have your meat if you don't eat your pudding. How can you have your pudding if you don't eat your meat? It was insane. Well, we only wore uniforms for ROTC. We only wore uniforms like for certain occasions. Like it wasn't an everyday we had a uniform on type situation. Um, and that was the reason because if we had to wear those uniforms every single day, we would have to have 5 uniforms. Like you can't have one uniform and wear it 5 days a week. You know how nasty that would smell. You'd have to wash it every single day. And if you did that, it would fade. It would look crappy. It wouldn't be bad. It would be ugh. No, we didn't wear uniforms every single day, but we did wear uniforms to like drill competitions. We wore uniforms to state championships. Anything formal, we had to wear our uniforms. But I mean, it was our uniforms were like dry cleaned and pressed. Like we had to take care of these uniforms. They were not anything to shake a stick at. It wasn't just like fling the uniform in the washer, let it wash, throw it in the dryer, let it dry, and pull it out. No, if there's wrinkles on your uniform, first sergeant's gonna shove a stick down your ass. You can't have wrinkles on your uniform. We had to freaking like okay. When we went to competitions, we carried irons with us. Every one of us had our own iron so that we can all iron our freaking uniforms the night before competition. Just so that we all look pristine on the field whenever we go out there to drill. And then after a drill competition, holy cow, our uniforms look so horrible. So horrible. You out there drilling with a freaking 10.5 pound M1 Grant, or Grand, Grand, right? M1 Grand. You out there, you're like drilling with it, and then like you're kicking up dirt and everything when you're out there in the middle of the field. It's impossible to drill without kicking up dirt. You're slamming a rifle into the ground. You kick it back, you fling it across to the guy across from you. You catch theirs, and when you catch their rifle, you catch bits of freaking dirt flying off of it. It's impossible to not get dirty when you go on the drill team. But like anytime we were practicing, we were just in civilian clothes. You don't wear your uniform to practice in. Although we did have like old uniform jackets so we can get the feel of wearing a jacket while drilling, because that is a completely different sensation. Like, you take the jacket off, that's not really constricting. You don't have that pull to your shoulder right here. Like, you can do so much more, like double-handed flipping and stuff, whenever you use your weapon, versus having that constricting jacket that has this tailored, sleeve that it changes it. It changes the how you gotta grab your weapon. It changes how it flips. It changes how you can catch it, how you can, like, double hand drill it. You can't. I don't know. Whenever you go with sleeveless, you don't have to worry about your sleeve catching the sling of your weapon whenever you're drilling it around. Whenever you do have your sleeve and your jacket on, you're drilling your weapon like that, and your sling, which is it's tight to your weapon, but that sling can get caught on your jacket cuff, and then next thing you know, your weapon's flopping instead of just spinning, and that's a nightmare in itself. To try to catch a flopping weapon is a nightmare. It was a lot of fun though. I mean, look, it was a lot of tedious, strenuous stuff being in ROTC, but it was a lot of fun. I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, I would never go back and be like, "Don't go to ROTC, don't do it." I wanted to be there. I needed the discipline. I needed the structure of ROTC. It helped me a lot. It helped me. Okay. If had I not done it, I probably would have been in jail or some crap, because I didn't have the proper, adult supervision. Like, no offense to any of my family, but my mom and my dad sucked at being parents. My grandma tried her best to raise me, but I was a very rambunctious teenager, and, like, I was hard to control. So I needed the structure that ROTC gave me. I wouldn't change it for the world. It was sometimes rough, okay, and sometimes it was weird when you have a grown man yelling at your face this far away from you. You could feel the spit coming out of his mouth hitting you in the cheek, every time he freaking yells at you. It was very hard not to fight back and do, like, retaliate, but I'm glad that I got through it. Oh, hell yeah! There are so many kids out there that I think would benefit for going through the ROTC program. And look. I don't agree with everything that happens in ROTC. Like, I do not agree with the yelling right there in the face. You can yell from across the room. You don't have to come right up into my face and yell at me. Don't try to egg me on to want to hit you. You can yell at me from 3 feet away. You don't have to be 6 inches from my face. Amy G, you think the movies are kids? The movies got it right. When you see movies about army, like, and you see the sergeants, like, right up in the cadets' faces yelling at them, that's exactly how it is in ROTC. Not all the time, it wasn't like that 24/7. But whenever First Sergeant Maurer would come yell at me, he wasn't yelling at me from across the room. No, he comes walking up to you. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, he wants to yell at you. He's coming yell at you. He never touched me, but God dog it, he got close. You know, it was intense, and it was two different kinds of leaders in ROTC. Okay, there was First Sergeant Maurer, and he was up in your face sergeant. You know, like he was the drill sergeant. You know, he wore the drill sergeant hat and everything. He chewed on his tongue. You know, he was so like he was so into you, like drilling into you, sergeant. You know, and then there was Colonel Penland, and Colonel Penland was a chaplain in the army, and when he was in the army, he was the more I don't understand how he was a chaplain. He cursed more than any person I know. But he was supposedly the priest chaplain in the army. So he was a chill. Like when he talked to you, he didn't yell at you. He never yelled. He never got above this. This was his level. Right here was Colonel Penland. He never like he was an older gentleman, gray hair, real skinny, could still run 2 miles without even losing his breath, you know. But he never got above this. This was his level of talking to you. He honestly, okay, Colonel Penland looked like Bill Clinton. To give you a reference of what he kind of looked like. Colonel Penland kind of looked like Bill Clinton. Gray hair, clean shaved face, you know. But Colonel Penland, he was a quiet, subtle, like he would just mellow talk to you. But when he was mad, you were scared because he would just come at you and be like, I'm disappointed in what you've done, and you could sense that he was mad because he would go silent, and when he would go silent, you were scared that he was gonna do something for real. I no, look, it was an addiction to tobacco. He used to chew tobacco. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He also drank a lot of coffee. He had coffee every single day. Maurer was on edge. He had coffee all day, every day. He was always like, you know, like that was Maurer. It was like Maurer was the, and then Penland was mellow. So it was a weird combination dealing with two different. It was like dealing with the bipolar in person, you know, like you had crackhead, like in your face version, and then there was a really chill, cool to deal with person. Hey, I almost snapped a couple times with Maurer. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie, we almost fought a couple times. Oh yeah, no, trust me, they both fit the role perfectly. Okay, Colonel Penland put me on the rifle team because I won the turkey shoot. I had a perfect shot at the turkey shoot, got all those turkeys, and like whenever I shot the turkey shoot with the open sided 22, he was like, "Hey, I want you to be on my rifle team. Like I didn't know you could shoot. Maurer's got you on the drill team. I didn't know you could shoot." And I was like, "Yeah, I can shoot. I like to shoot, but I like to drill too. I wanted, can I do both?" And he said, "Yeah, you could do both. I don't mind if you do both." And so he let me join the rifle team because of my perfect shot on the turkey shoot, and it was a lot of fun. You know, I mean, again, some of the situations in ROTC had me to the point where I was this close to snapping and getting into a fight, And then there's a lot of other situations that outweighed those, that were like really fun. I got to do like I got to go to all the football games for free because I was part of the ROTC drill team, like, and we had color guard and we got to go in and help the color guard set up and everything. I got to go to any uh what was it called? Not dance, but any social event, we got to go for free. Where they would charge us back then, $4 or $5 entrance fees. ROTC got in free. It was awesome. We had little perks and stuff here and there. No, like not necessarily prom. Like we had our own kind of prom type thing, but any kind of social gathering event that they would hold at the schools or whatever, ROTC got in for free because we were there for security detail or whatever. They would have us post up in like any formal event. They would have us post up in uniform, and it was kind of cool. I liked it. I don't know. Welcome in, Dark Angel. Yikes! I didn't go to prom. Amy Jean, if I'm being honest with you, I didn't go to prom. I did the ROTC dance, like whatever, I forget what it was called. The military ball. The military ball is what it was called. We had our military ball. I did that, and that was my prom, if you will. But yeah, no, it's there was so many things about ROTC that were awesome and cool. The structure that it gave me, because I needed the proper guidance, male guidance, if you will, somebody to show me the right way to act, to behave, not to lose my cool, not to blow my top every freaking 30 seconds, because I do have anger issues, like, I still have anger issues, but I used to have them way worse, like, now I cope a lot and I smoke a lot and I work a lot on my anger issues. But when I was a kid, 13, 14, I'd blow up like that, and I got introduced to ROTC because of getting into fights and stuff, like they wanted me to I don't know, they wanted me to be underneath the supervision of someone that could put me in a chokehold and take me out if necessary, I guess. Because I'm pretty sure that Colonel Penland and Sergeant Maurer could have whooped my butt. Like, I'm talking about 10 ways to Sunday if I had acted up to the point where they needed to put hands on me. I mean, they're freaking a colonel and a first sergeant from the Army, for crying out loud. They were not weak men. Yeah, no, I never skipped school. I enjoyed being there, like I was a nerd, I was a geek, I was a jock, I was a ROTC, I was a chess club art student. I loved being in school. I liked having this stuff to fill my time. I liked having the schedule. It helped with my OCD and my autism. So I don't know. I liked a lot of things about school. We just got drunk at school. That was another thing that means a lot of the ROTC kids did. We drink a lot. We used to get drunk a lot at school. Fun fact, if you take a Dasani water bottle and you pour out the water and you replace it with vodka, the teachers at school don't know the difference. Also, fun fact, if you take a bottle of Gatorade, preferably cool blue, and you pour out half or drink half and replace the other half with vodka, the teachers also don't notice. I don't know how they didn't smell it, okay? I, I, I don't know how they didn't smell it. We were always drinking. Alright, either we had straight vodka in a Dasani bottle, or we had vodka and freaking Gatorade. I can't tell you how many times we were passing around a freaking bottle of Gatorade in the class, and you take a swig. That's some strong shit. You pass it along. Yeah, no, Sergeant Maurer smelled a lot of coffee. Coffee and tobacco. And I know what he smelled like because again, he was right here yelling at us. Hey, one time we got in trouble so much for this though, but one time my buddy had some, you know those Listerine tabs, the breath strips. We always were trying to get Sergeant Maurer to take a Listerine breath strip, you know, to try to kill his bad breath. And he never wanted to do it, so my buddy just threw one in his coffee mug. And then Sergeant Maurer went to drink his coffee, and he looks down, and he sees the strip just sitting there on top of the water, you know, like the coffee. And it didn't dissolve all the way yet. And he got pissed. He got so mad. He said we drugged him, we were trying to drug him and stuff. It was insane. Right, Dark Angel? Hell, I graduated when I was 17. I signed myself out. Look, yeah, I've never seen. Look, Sergeant Maurer had this little vein on the side of his head that would throb when he was pissed off, and I swear to God, I thought he was gonna have an aneurysm on the day my buddy threw that Listerine tab into his coffee. I swear to God, I thought Sergeant Maurer was gonna have an aneurysm. That vein was freaking like it was so freaking prominent. You could see it from across the classroom. It was hilarious, okay? We laughed so hard because he thought we drugged him. He legit thought we drugged him. And it was like, there's a Listerine tab. Calm down, dude. It's not acid. We didn't put no LSD in your coffee, man. Calm down. It's a Listerine tab. We all, like, I think we all did like 80 push-ups or 100 push-ups or something each. and he wanted to give us more. He wanted to give us more. He was so pissed. He was so pissed. Well, he was an army man. He was really paranoid about that kind of stuff. Hell, the army was probably putting LSD in his coffee back in the day. You know? Alright, Crossword Stone. Hopefully you have a blessed night. Thanks again for donating so many blessings. You're awesome, brother. But yeah, no, we had some fun in ROTC. We had a lot of fun. Now, we also got into a lot of trouble, too. It's got its ups and downs, you know. Again, there's a lot of stuff about ROTC that I don't agree with. Like, look, I definitely think that if I was, like, let's say a first sergeant or a colonel, whatever, like, leading the ROTC for the kids, I would be checking water bottles and Gatorade bottles and any bottle that came in the freaking building. And yeah, it'd be a lot more structured, not so lenient. And I know that's kind of hypocritical of me, but you know, I think it would have been a better situation had I not been drunk all the freaking time. That's funny. We used to shoot each other with pellet rifles on the rifle team, like the soles of our shoes and stuff. I can't tell you how many times I've been walking down the rifle range to go get my target, you know, because we didn't have, we weren't on the long runner range, you know. So we'd walk down there to go pick up my target or whatever, and my sergeant would shoot out the soles of my shoe, you know, just pow! Oh, you sucker! And I'd run back, grab my rifle, and shoot him. One pump, you know, nothing too hurtful. We had multiple pump air rifles. You know, you give it 5 or 6 pumps, and you get a good deadly shot. But one pump won't hurt anybody. It'll sting a little bit, but it won't break the skin. Usually, we've only broken the skin a few times. But all right, everybody. If nobody else wants to donate blessings or anything like that, maybe do blessings. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream. We've been live for 2.5 hours now. I think Blue needs to go walk. Maybe she's been whining at me. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Hope you all have a blessed night. You know, I can't end the stream unless you let me get up. You gonna let me get up? You gonna move? Are you gonna move? Are you gonna move, young lady? Are you gonna move? You gonna move? Move. There you go. Oh. All right, let me get up right here. I hope you all have a blessed night. Thank you for joining in. Thank you again to those who donated blessings, Sybil and Crossword Stone. I appreciate you all. I love getting paid for doing what I love. So that's a lot of fun. This is definitely an awesome job to have being a YouTuber, I've always wanted this to be my job, so I'm glad it's finally happened, I guess. We're just going to have to make it work. Yeah. I will see you all tomorrow morning for another sesh. Hopefully we have a fun sesh tomorrow. And we're going to do some... Watch out, Blue. After I'm done freeze drying this fruit that's in the freeze dryer, we're going to do ice cream sandwiches and mint chocolate ice cream, actually. So, stay tuned for that one. We're gonna do some awesome freeze dried content. All right, I will catch you guys next time. Stay blessed, peeps.